Good morning, guys. So today's video is sponsored by New Air. They were so kind and they sent us this amazing cooler to try out, and we just really wanted to share it with you guys. We really try to stand by products that we believe in, and New Air is an amazing company. Their delivery time was super quick. They have been friendly and courteous, and we have absolutely loved them so far.
This is the 84 count canned beverage cooler. It's by New Air. This particular cooler is model AB850. This new cooler because number one, it saves space in your fridge, and you can put some stuff that you don't have in that you can't put in your fridge in here. And number two, it is super quiet. It doesn't wake up my baby brother whenever he's sleeping, and you would think that a cooler this size would be loud, but it really isn't. It's super quiet and you can barely hear it. And number three, it's convenient. It's convenient because we don't have to walk all the way to the kitchen. We can just turn around and open up the cooler, and if we run out of a drink, just grab a drink from the cooler. Use my promo code KillingClan for 15% off at the link down below. And you should try it. We love it!
Good morning, guys. Okay, so today so far has been one of those days where I'm like trying to just maintain. Like, you guys know I have like major anxiety, and I don't really know necessarily what triggers my anxiety. It just comes and it drives me crazy because there's no reason for it. I can't seem to like find a logical explanation, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm having a really bad anxiety day. I'm surrounded by laundry I have to get done. I have literally zillions of house chores that I have to do today. Like, I have to do them today. I cannot put it off because the rest of my week is completely booked and busy. Oh, I'm just trying not to be stressed. And then this afternoon I have my workout that I have to go to. I have to go to the grocery store, and then on top of that I have to film like a project with the kids. So I don't know, I'm a little stressed out. It's okay, it's gonna be fine. The baby kept me up all night too, so I think the lack of sleep is kind of playing on that. I don't know. I feel like sometimes all I do is complain to you guys, and I don't mean to. I want to be real with you guys and tell you guys how I'm feeling and how my day is. And today so far is a hard day, even though it's only 9 a.m. It's alright, we're gonna get through it. I'm gonna tackle this laundry. I'm going to go take my medicine and we're gonna be fine. Guys, okay, so I have a question. The camera's crooked, it's kind of slanted this way. I want to know what type of person you are. And I mean that in the sense of, are you a morning person? You get up, you shower, you get dressed for the day, you get your hair done, and you're kind of on top of it, like in terms of that, before you start your day. Even if you're not leaving the house, like you do your hair, you do your makeup, you wear like nice normal clothes. Are you that type of personality? Or are you kind of more like me and you don't really care unless you're leaving the house, and other people are gonna see you. But it's funny because other people do see me because I am a vlogger and a creator and I do YouTube. So like tons of people, over 20,000 of you are seeing me, yet I still don't get ready or like put on makeup or do any of that. I don't know. Which type of personality are you guys? For me, I don't want to change who I am just because I do YouTube. I would never normally put on makeup and do my hair and get dressed and all that stuff if I'm just doing chores around the house. Maybe some of you guys do, but I'm not gonna do all of that just because I do YouTube, if that makes any sense. And the reason that I bring this up is I've had a lot of you kind of, not in a mean way, but like kind of comment occasionally like, why don't you do your hair this way, or why don't you ever do your makeup? And y'all, it's just because I'm kind of at home a lot of the time. Like that is a lot of my time is just spent in the home taking care of kids and doing all of that kind of domestic stuff, and I don't feel like I need to look pretty for that. I don't have a desire to look pretty for that. So I don't know, it's reality. I think that some creators and, you know, people on YouTube, they definitely do start like doing their hair and makeup and all that stuff once they're on YouTube. I could name like 10 off the top of my head that do this, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not me, and I would normally never do it, so I'm not gonna do it just because I'm filming. Does that make sense? Because I want to be real with you guys. I'm not saying those people aren't being real, because that may be what they do and their personality. So I was just curious, what is your personality? For me, I've noticed that if I wear shoes, I'm more productive around the house. I have no idea why. But if I put on my shoes, I'm gonna get stuff done. So anyway, I got my shoes on, we're gonna get stuff done. I'm gonna try to get Aidan in this part of the video, but he's gonna start getting upset with me. I can guarantee it, but maybe he'll be here for a minute. Come here, man. Come here, let's talk to the people for a minute. Oh, honey, you're already getting yucky again. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sweetheart. You stinky. Okay. You sit right here. We're gonna talk to them about you for a little bit, okay? So, I don't really know how to start this. So, I have a lot of new subscribers, and you guys are awesome and welcome, and I'm so glad that you have decided to join the clan fam. But I wanted to kind of actually sit down with Aidan and talk about this, even for my older subscribers, because this isn't something that I discuss often, because it's hard to discuss. It's confusing for a lot of people, and in general, I get a lot of people who just don't understand. And now Jack is starting to fuss. Y'all, I swear he's been good for like 30 minutes in his swing, and now he's like, Mom, you're doing a video, I'm gonna fuss about it now. Jack, no sir, you're fine. Because you can totally tell a 4-month-old no sir, right? Okay, so Aidan is 10 years old. Yeah, you're 10. He was adopted in December of 2013 from Kryvyi Rog, Ukraine, where he lived for the first 6 years of his life. When he first came home, he weighed 23 pounds. And he came to us with a whole host of problems. He wouldn't let us hold him. He had some abscesses in his teeth. He was severely malnourished. Just very distanced, I guess you could say. I'm gonna have to go take care of the baby. Can you sit here for 1 second? Hang on, you sit right here. Can you wait for Mama? Can you sit here and wait for Mama? I don't know if he'll sit here. I gotta go take care of Jack. Hold on, man. You stayed. And yes, I just put on Sesame Street for my 4-month-old. Judge if you want. Anyway, so he's getting mad because we're at the table and he usually eats at the table. So he thinks he's here to eat and I'm not here to feed him. So he's a little mad at me. So Aidan is totally blind, nonverbal, and he has severe autism. His autism is categorized as institutionalized autism, meaning that it is not atypical autism. It is not autism that he was necessarily born with. It is autism that was developed through neglect, basically. And it is a genuine autism. It is something he will always have. There is no cure or whatever. I get asked that question a lot. So one of our current biggest issues is his rumination disorder. For those of you who do not know what rumination disorder is, it is basically the constant regurgitation of food. Aidan developed this behavior over years of being neglected, not being fed enough, just being severely nutritionally deprived. And this was a coping mechanism. Also, he uses it as a way of stimulation. And it's just how he coped for years being in an institution. He didn't have human contact. He was not cuddled as a child. He was not spoken to. He lived his days in a crib or in a high chair, confined 24 hours a day, except for feeding times. That was his life. That's not me being over dramatic. That is reality. That's how it was for him. So when he came to us, his rumination disorder was pretty bad. Every time he eats, he regurgitates his food, and he'll hold it in his cheeks most of the time. If he's with me, like right now, he will try to refrain from doing it for a time because he knows that I'll get on to him. But it's not his fault, and it's not really something that he can control. Today, Aidan has had 3 baths. It's not even noon yet. Or no, it is a little past noon. It's 12:30. Before noon though, he had had 3 baths already, and he woke up at 8. So I don't even know how to get into this because it's like, I feel like so many people will misunderstand, or they're not gonna get it, or let me try to get this a little closer, or I don't know. I stopped talking about it because people are so judgy and think they know more than my son's doctors or myself or my husband or whatever. So I don't know if you notice his hair. It looks like it's wet. It's not wet. That's puke. That is vomit that is in his hair. And he just had a bath less than 30 minutes ago. He will probably have 3 to 4 more baths between now and bedtime because of this. So when I'm asked, why are you shaving your son's head bald? That's why. Because he has vomit in his hair all the time, and it's gross, and it stinks, and it's unsanitary. Not only for those around him, but for him too. What kid wants to have vomit in their hair? Like, that is why. So there's answering the question, why do I often shave Aidan's head? Even though he looks adorable with hair. I know he looks adorable with hair, you guys, and I hate having to shave his head bald, but it is a necessity often. So, oh, buddy, do you want to go play? You don't have to sit with me. You can go play if you want to. It's okay, go play. Or you can sit right there, it's okay. I can tell he doesn't really want to sit with me right now. So what we're currently dealing with, Aidan's rumination disorder, he's been home for almost 4 years. It has not been changed, altered, or made better in any respect through ABA therapy, through physical therapy, through feeding therapy, through any type of therapy that he has had. Love, support, cuddles, hugs, none of that has made it better. All of those things have helped him tremendously in every other aspect of his life. He's more sociable, he communicates better. Like, it has helped him in almost every single aspect except for the rumination disorder. The rumination disorder has never at any point improved. So I don't show this, and you guys are probably gonna be like, wow, really? Like, this is what he does? I don't show this in the vlogs, and it's intentional that I never show this or share this part of his reality. So on Monday, on the 25th, he has an appointment with a gastroenterologist, which he's had before. He's seen gastro doctors before. But this time it's more on a serious note. we are going to be discussing getting him a J-tube. For those of you who don't know what a J-tube is, it is, oh no, don't touch the camera. It is a feeding tube that bypasses the stomach and goes directly into the jejunum. The jejunum is the part of the lower intestine that absorbs most of the nutrients from your food. So that is how he would be fed. And it would prevent him from being able to regurgitate any of his food. The problem with him regurgitating his food is that he'll regurgitate it and he spits it out, and he'll let it fall down his shirt, he'll get it all in his hair, all over his face, all over the floor, and he does this after every meal, multiple times after every meal. And I feed him probably 8 to 10 times a day, like actual like meals 8 to 10 times a day, just trying to keep some sort of caloric intake in him. So he has some type of sustenance, you know, that he's not throwing up. So essentially, and I thought of a better way of describing this for people who are not understanding rumination disorder, he basically has bulimia, severe bulimia, but without the psychosis of, oh, I have to be skinny, or I need to lose weight, or I'm fat. Like, he doesn't have those thoughts in his head. But it basically essentially is bulimia, but it is called rumination disorder. So we have a few things we can do. We can do a J-tube for a time. And once we get his weight up and get him nutritionally where he needs to be, we want to do a surgery called a Nissen Fundoplication. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, I don't know. Which is a surgery at the top of the esophagus where they stitch up part of the stomach and make the opening of the esophagus a little bit smaller, from my understanding. This is supposed to prevent regurgitation. The problem with this surgery is if he has it and he eats and he forces food past it and it ruptures the stitches, then we have a medical emergency on our hands, which is why we want to do the J-tube to prevent him from forcing food past the surgical incision before it is healed. This is so complicated for people. I know this has got to be like crazy complicated for those of you who do not know what the heck I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. And I don't know how to explain it necessarily in terms where like the average person, I guess, is going to understand. Like, if you haven't researched it and you're not living it, like, it's just really difficult to kind of grasp the concept. I know I was confused. I was confused for a long time, and I had to learn, and you know, it was difficult. So we're going to discuss the J-tube. He would keep the J-tube for about 6 months while we get his weight back up. He would then have the Nissen Fundoplication surgery, and then we would allow that to heal. He would continue with the J-tube feedings, and then in the course of a year, we would slowly start to reintroduce foods to his system. At that point, the surgical incision should be healed, and he should be able to benefit from the full effects of the Nissen surgery. Does this make sense? I don't know. If I'm not making sense, just ask questions down below and I will do whatever I can to answer it. So it's not the fact that, oh, Aidan needs a bunch of baths a day, or the fact that, oh, I'm cleaning up vomit off of the floor multiple times a day. Those are all inconveniences. Those are just inconveniences. My concern is his medical, where are you going? My concern is his health medically. I know a lot of you have noticed that he's skinny and his ribs show and he's dropping in weight. And it wasn't ever a concern until he dropped weight, and I weighed him about 2 weeks ago. Ow, oh buddy, that hurt. And he's down ½ a pound, which doesn't seem like a lot. But when you haven't gained any weight in a whole year and you lose ½ a pound, that's concerning. So we've entered the concern mode, you know, with all of this. But I think he'll be such a happier little boy, and he'll be able to do more things, right? He's a good boy, guys. He's such a good boy. He's cuddly and he's smart and he's sweet. And he just wants to love you. He really does. He just wants to love you. But this rumification disorder has hit its limit, and I don't want him to deal with it anymore. I'm done. And if this doctor tells me that, oh, he's fine, you just have to deal with it, we will go to another doctor. And if that doctor tells me no, we will go to another doctor. We will keep trying until we find someone willing to do the J-tube or the Nissen surgery. And I understand they're gonna have to run tests and do all of this stuff. They're not just gonna take my word for it and just schedule the surgery. It would be nice if they would, but they're not gonna do that. So I've been taking video. He's so happy. I've been taking video and pictures of all of his episodes of vomiting, which I'm not gonna share, don't worry, because nobody wants to see that. But I am going to share it with his doctor and hope that it sparks some sort of, sparks the reality a little bit of what we're dealing with and what Aidan is dealing with on a daily basis. And all that you see him doing right now, that's just styming or stemming. Some people say stemming, some people say styming. That's just part of autism. That's just what makes you feel comfortable, huh? Yeah. Also, the eye poking, a lot of my newer subscribers ask, why does he poke his eyes? That's actually a very, very common thing that blind children do. It's just sensory input, that's all it is. It's not uncommon. Yes, his eyes are sunken in, but it's not something we can make him not do. You know, it's just, it's part of it, and that's not something we ever try to stop. Just like with his styming, like what he's doing with his head or shaking his arms, we don't ever try to stop him from styming unless he is being self-injurious, because that's just Aidan. That's just what he does. And sometimes he screams, and sometimes he makes vocalizations, and that's okay, because that's just him. And that's not what we're trying to fix with this. We're just trying to get this, don't touch it. We're trying to get his weight up and get him to where he's healthy again, and where he can be happy and thriving and not constantly focusing on this regurgitation issue that he has. Huh, buddy? So I just wanted to explain that, and like, keep us in your prayers, you guys. He has an appointment on Monday, and I don't know that any answers will be given on Monday because it is just the first appointment. There will be many follow-up appointments, I'm sure, to do testing and figure it all out. But I'm really praying that this doctor listens and is receptive to the information that I'm giving him. You're a good boy. You know you're a good boy. Anyway, I'm proud of him. He sat with me the whole time. Jack is fussing again, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I just wanted to explain that a little bit. I do get a lot of questions like, why is Aidan so skinny? Why do you shave Aidan's head? Why is rumination disorder such a big deal? Why does Aidan possibly need a J-tube? Like, all of those is because of the rumination disorder, and it's not just a simple thing, and it's not just something to be dealt with anymore. It's something that needs to be medically fixed. It's not a psychological thing for him, because we've tried that route. Huh, we've tried everything. Yeah, but you're a good boy. And he's smart and he's cuddly. Oh, look how sweet he is. And this is very I don't want to say anti-autism, but it's kind of not the norm for autism, I guess, for kids to be cuddly and want hugs and loves. But you know, autism looks so different in every kid. Every kid, autism can look completely different. So this is just Aidan, and this is how he is. Can you look up? Where's your handsome face? There you are. Because he's blind, he has no concept for, oh, mama's trying to film me or mama's trying to take a good picture. So he's just like, I don't understand. Why do I have to be still? Why do I have to face my head this way? And it's funny because it's so hard to get pictures of Aidan, or even to get him to like really sit still for video or anything. Oh, buddy. Do you want to go play now? You want to go play? Da. You said da. Молодец, Andrei. Молодец. Oh, you guys, it's hot. It's so hot. Anyway, I am out here waiting on the bus for the kids, and I've got little man hanging out right here with me. He always like wakes up like 2 or 3 minutes before the bus gets here, and he screams inside. So we're doing him in, he's got in the little Moby wrap. I did it a lot better than I did last time. Last time I did this, he was just super uncomfortable and kind of cried a bunch. But I'm hoping he at least stays happy till the bus gets here.